Hello, my internet peeps. How are you today? This is Scott Rideshare. So today, the story I want to share with you happened probably about 6 months ago. I don't remember. And I'm driving to this place, and the navigation system tells me to turn on a particular street. So I do. And then it tells me to make a left turn into a wall. What happened was is I was right next to a gated community, and there was a wall there blocking the community in. And where the person was on the other side of that wall. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get back to this person. And I was driving down to see if there was I was gonna run into another entrance real soon, and it wasn't. So I had to turn around and come back. And as I'm coming back, the phone rings, understandably so. And the guy's saying to me, I'm trying to remember how he did it, how he phrased it. He was telling me, man, you went in the wrong spot. So I said to him, yes, I realized that. The navigation system told me to turn up this street. All right. And I thought there was another entrance somewhere along the side of this wall. He goes, nah, man, you got to come back to this street and, come in. I said, I'm on my way. I'll be there in a minute or two. And when I pulled in, I met the guy. He was going to the airport, and I helped him with his luggage. And when we got in the car, I said, sir, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. The navigation system took me down the wrong path. Now, he was okay at that point. Once we were in the car and I apologized for the inconvenience, he was okay. We kind of had a fairly decent conversation as we were going. Nothing memorable, but, it was okay. So I turn around and I'm taking him to the airport. And what I wanted to say is that, listen, if you're a passenger, you have to understand that we don't know where we're going most of the time. It's we're relying on the navigation system. And the navigation system takes us in the wrong spot. There's really nothing we could do about it. The only thing we could do is turn around and come back. Now, I do understand from listening to passengers that there are some drivers out there that they'll just kind of cancel and move on. I don't think all drivers do that, though, because most of my passengers are happy with, taking either Uber or Lyft. It's only a few that complain about it. So most drivers are actually doing a good job. In this case, I turned around to pick them up. It was no problem. And then I said, I'm sorry. Now, I wasn't apologizing for what I did or for my job. I was really blaming the navigation system. But also at the same time, it was mostly apologizing for the inconvenience. It's one of the things I had to learn through the years. When I was a lot younger, I was in retail for a long time. And one of the things I would never really do is apologize for something that was kind of blameless. I mean, if something happened and I couldn't blame anybody, I wouldn't. If I could blame somebody, I wouldn't. But if somebody was at fault, I would apologize on behalf of the company. But I wouldn't really apologize if there was if there was something that couldn't be helped. You know what I'm saying? And in the case of the navigation system, no one can really help that at that point. One of the things I learned at my last job, because there were all kinds of rules set up that I had to follow. It was in security, and some of those rules were really kind of stupid. In a case where, I would have somebody who worked for the company. I didn't work for the company. I worked for the security company, but we were hired by that particular company. And if the person wanted to go to work, but I would be talking to them like last week, and they would be showing me pictures of their kids. I'd be saying, congratulations on your newborn. And then the next week they would come in, and they would have forgotten their badge, and they needed to get a badge to get in. And I would say, can I see your ID, please? And that was because I had to ask for ID. I had to see ID. I had to check them into the computer system, and there was a point that said, did you look at their ID? And if you say yes and you didn't look at their ID, you're basically falsifying documents. And I didn't know who was trying to test me or not, because in a security company, you get tested. People test you to see if you're following what you're supposed to follow. So I would, one week I would be looking at somebody's kid saying congratulations, and the next week I would be saying, can I see your ID in order for you to go to work? Even though I know you work here. So some of the rules were kind of ridiculous. However, it's not up to me to change the rules. I don't have any authority to do that. So I just kind of follow the rules. And I learned to apologize to people. And the way my boss explained it is, you're not apologizing for doing your job. You're apologizing for the inconvenience. And I was with that last client for 7 years. So I kind of learned that, yeah, I'm not doing anything wrong. It's for the inconvenience that I'm apologizing for. And that's kind of what I learned to do. So I would say if something doesn't go quite right away, try not to place the blame game. First of all, if you're a passenger, don't blame your driver for navigation issues. I mean, if the navigation system takes the person to the wrong spot and they turn around and come back and get you, then there's really no need to complain. Now, if they start the ride and they don't come and get you, and then they cancel, or they wait, just outside of where you can meet, and they cancel on you, that's a different story. If drivers are doing trying to beat the system and getting cancellation fees, that's a whole different story. But if the driver genuinely turns around and comes and gets you, you really shouldn't be yelling at the driver about how he made the wrong turn into the property, because we don't know where the entrance gate is. I thought the entrance gate might have been also along that road. There are many communities that have more than one entrance in and out. So that's if you're a passenger, right? Now, if you're a driver and you get a passenger in a car, I would say, yeah, just go ahead and apologize. You're not apologizing for your job, and you're not apologizing for anything you did. You're apologizing for the inconvenience to the passenger. And, if you can, do it without placing blame. Me, I immediately threw the blame on the navigation system in that particular scenario. There are times when I've had passengers complaining about other drivers, and I just say to them, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. But I don't place blame on drivers, because I know what it's like to be a driver. Things happen, In either case, I wanted to say that feel free to apologize for inconveniences. Now, I would say don't go overboard apologizing all the time for every little thing. That's taking it a little too far. But if something happens, then just say, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, and then move on. And more than likely, the passenger will just calm down and be okay about everything. If there's a previous driver, they may, complain about that driver, but you would get a higher rating for, standing up. Anyway, this wasn't really a funny story, but it was something that happened that I thought I should bring up. And I kind of wanted to talk about this for a while. I didn't know how to talk about it, but this is one of the ways to help bring ratings up, which is important. My understanding is Uber's deactivating a lot of people because they have low ratings. I'm guessing. I don't know. Some drivers have contacted me and said that there's no reason for it. They were just deactivated. But I also noticed that my ratings are pretty high. I've had people say, man, I wish I can give you more than 5 stars. And I've also had somebody say, I can't believe you're only at a 4.8. You should be at a 5.0. Just goes to show you can't make all the people happy. But anyway, that's a way I do to kind of help those ratings along. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, share. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. This is Scott Rideshare. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.